and I was looking for a rain, and we got one. And it's running down into this sump pump basin, which y'all know about that because we showed you. We got the pump that goes up here on a 2-inch pipe, and it runs down in the back right here. And I told you I was going to show you what I'm going to do with this extra culvert. What I did was kind of make it like a transfer tank. And I have the, from over there, the 2-inch pipe running down into this other part of the culvert. And it's sitting there in the ground. And then on the other side of the culvert, I got a 4-inch, or is that a 6-inch? Yeah, it's a 4 or 6-inch big pipe that is running on an angle there. That is so that the water can be extended further away from the shop. And in this area over here, this actually slopes a little bit that way. So therefore, my goal was to get this here, because this area here goes towards the shop, and I showed you over there where it was running right down in there and it had flooded the shop. So using this as a transfer tank, I figured, let me try this to see if I can let gravity be the thing that let it come out on that side. Now, some would say that you should have perhaps just took that part of the pipe and raised it higher. Maybe ran it down the side of the building or something and then let it run out. Okay, that could have been done. However, if you look on the box and they tell you the higher you go, the less gallons per minute you get for the pump. Okay, and I didn't want it to lose its gallons per minute. I don't know if it's pumping in there. I didn't want it to lose its gallons per minute. Let me see here. You know, because I didn't know how much I needed to pump, because we have a lot of water that comes from roof here, gutters there, running down when you get flash floods. So I decided to allow it to stay low so I can get strong gallons per minute and use gravity on this side. Once that tank builds up, it will gravity feed out to the other side. And I'm going to extend that pipe a little longer. Got a good slope there. And it seemed to be working well. I'm going to put a top over here and set these transmission parts. Let's see. Look down in there. You see that the water has built up, or it's coming on right now. And you see that it's running right down that side there. There it goes. And then it's running right out right there. Again, the reason for doing it this way is so that I can extend that pipe out longer. Okay, that is the reason. Now I could probably put another tank if I wanted there, and then let it go down at the bottom of the tank and go up a little far, and then let it go all the way out into the back. Okay, so now also though, what I had to do, I didn't have a 3/16 wheat pole in here when I just let it run out right here before I hooked it over to here. I had a cutoff here and just let it run here on the ground here, but I wanted to get it further away from the building. But I put a wheat pole right there at the highest point, because I know water is going to be inside this pipe. So therefore I don't want any hydro lock, so I put a wheat pole right there. Okay, so now we got that done. And what's the next thing that I want to say? Oh, there was something else I would tell you all how I was working on this thing. I have to tell you over there, Daryl, Mr. Daryl Price over there, he and Tony is not here. They helped us work on this project, which not only do we like doing transmissions, we just like creating stuff. This was a fun project to work on. You know, the weepo is there, and it would shoot out of that weepo when that pump comes on. Now, if you look at that side there, the reason this works, as long as that part right there is higher than this part right here, okay, that's coming out, then it will work. If this part right here is higher or just as high as that section over there, it won't work, because the water will come up and find an equilibrium. So you got to always have the entrance being higher than the exit. Okay, these bushes wasn't in the way. I give you a good shot, but I think you can see that. Okay, all right. Right, if it comes on again, we don't got that much rain, but enough to turn that pump on. But if it comes on again, you'll see it's shooting out the top. It's a 3/16 hole right on top there. I don't have a check valve inside this at the tank. I don't want it because we're in a cold climate, and I don't want any water holding up inside that pipe. I want it to fall down to the bottom, because that's a deep well down there. So that was the second project. That's why I told you all I'm going to do something with that other half of the culvert tank. Okay? Now people want to find out how to get water up a hill. Well, this is what we did to get water up a hill. And onto a part that's going down the other side, or pretty flat. All right, now during winter time, I am going to do something different. I am going to cut this here and put a T in here with a cap, because I don't want it going through here in the winter, because I don't want this to freeze up. If water is left in here, it's going to be a big huge block. Don't want that. So I'm gonna let it come out during the winter, because during the winter time we don't have flash floods. So it's just a little water. The pump will turn on maybe once or twice a week once the snow melt, and then kick the water out. At the bottom of this tank, I'm gonna also put some type of hole in there. Maybe, I don't know, 1/2-inch hole, because I want it to gradually drain out. I mean, when we have a real flash flood, then that hole is going to be overcome by the amount of water, and it's going to build up, because that pump will really be pumping. It will build up and then come right over to here and come out. But then it won't stay in here, because it'll have that drain hole and let it drain into the ground. So I still got a ways to go on here, but as I say, I'm trying to do transmissions. I even got a top with some drums holding this on. So let me see if we can get a good look at what this looks like. There it goes. Came out here in the night because it really rained. Got this water, this puddle up here. This water is running down into that, what you call it, but I want to get over to that pump. I want to see what it's doing. All right. Running down there fast. I gotta clean out that drain here. There he is. You see the water shooting up there? Water is running down real fast. Okay, let's see what's happening over here. Okay, I got to step in. There it is. Gravity is letting it come out. I hear it coming up again. All right. It's running out of that pipe. Let me get up here so I can see inside here when this come on. Comes on, run down. Alright, so it's doing its job. Alright. Whew. There's the weak hole. It keeps going. It is sucking air out of there. You can hear it. Alright. Okay, so here's why I decided to take the route that I took with that. I guess I can call it a transfer tank. I didn't go up so high with the discharge pipe that's coming out of the sump pump. The higher you go, the less gallons per hour or liters that you get pumped. Okay, so right here you see you got at 0 you have 7,200 gallons per hour. At a 5 foot it would go down to 6,000, and at 10 feet now it's at 480. 4,800. 15 feet 3,180, and 20 feet 1,200. So the higher the pipe, the less gallons per hour or liters, which is at the bottom, that will be pumped out. So therefore I didn't want to go up too high. I didn't know how much was enough to keep up with the amount of water that was going into the trench drain. So I stayed around 4,800, somewhere in the middle of that 4,800 and 3,180 range. Okay, and then I decided to use that, what I call a transfer tank. Let it go in the tank, fill up, and then discharge out of the bigger pipe. That tank there allowed me to extend it longer by having that type of configuration and get it over to the other side. So that's the reason why I didn't go up as high. I could have, but like I said, I had to be mindful of what they have here. The higher you go, you must pay attention to what the pump will do. Okay, so right now this is doing excellent, and this is the Little Giant pump there. What is this? That one right there is the LGSEW 550T, and 1/2 horsepower. Pretty good pump, and it's doing a very good job.